We've just received a printed circuit board for solder joint evaluation, and we're looking at it under the optical microscope. We can see pretty much all the joints, all the solder joints on here to make that evaluation. And there's one particular component, the ball grid array or BGA component, where the solder joints are actually located beneath the component, and for this we need to resort to X-ray inspection. Okay, the board that we were looking at under the optical microscope has been loaded into the X-ray machine, and we're performing a very general scan just to map out the board. And once that scan's finished, I'll be looking at the components which we were unable to look at under the optical microscope. Now, the ball grid array component, which we didn't have line of sight to its solder joints, actually appears like this on the screen. So you've got rows and rows of essentially solder balls. Now, the object of this particular part of the exercise is to quickly make sure that all the balls are generally quite round, generally similar in size. And what we're also able to do is perform what's called an oblique view scan, where you can actually have a look at each of these individual balls from a tilted angle. The idea is we can identify whether or not it's forming a solder joint at the top and to the bottom of towards the board. Now, I'm going through this very quickly. This isn't as quickly as we would normally carry out the investigation, but from first initial views anyway, it does look as though this board, there isn't anything untoward with this board. Right, so that's the live real-time X-ray aspect of things. I'm now going to show a number of images of some things which are untoward. Now, we start off here with an image showing bridging. So you've got solder balls shorting to one another as a result of the popcorning effect. I've got another image here which shows solder balls which are misaligned with the pads and the paste on the board side. So ideally these pads should be directly in the middle of these balls, but on this image you can see that they're slightly above and slightly to the side. And also here we've got 4 solder balls here. 3 of them have appeared to have formed solder joints with the bottom side, but there's one in particular which hasn't, and that's essentially forming an open joint. And where requested by the customer, we can also do a little bit more in-depth analysis and perform what's called void calculations. So in this particular case, on this image, we can see these voids identified and highlighted.